Have you changed something about yourself recently? Like, new hairstyle, makeup? How about some new clothes? What about a tattoo? Like a permanent thing on your body? Have you started a peptide recently? Those are really popular right now. Or they've been popular for a while, but now they're available to like your everyday non-celebrity. You lost some weight. And after all of that, or any one of those things, are you still waking up disheartened, frustrated, and dissatisfied? Me too. And this episode is for the both of us. Let's get started.
Stuck in my brain.
Hello, fellow moaners. Welcome to Make Yourself Moan podcast. I'm your host, Madison MonRoe Curtis, and it's time to dive deeper.
Stuck in my brain.
I just picked these in my front yard. Most people would call these weeds because they've grown in the time frame that we should have mowed about a week ago. But because we didn't, these flowers have bloomed and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're yellow, obviously, but then there's this waxy coating over the petals, and then there's just all these other yellow things growing up in the middle with this green ball, which gets smaller the more it blooms, it seems, and then the little things cover them. Absolutely beautiful. Welcome to the Make Yourself Moan podcast, everyone. I've missed you. Today, I want to talk about the difference between evolving versus constantly making changes on our physical appearance that actually ends up being more of an escape, a distraction, avoidant practices. I believe there's a fine line between self-improvement, self-expression, and reinvention, constantly trying to outrun internal discomfort. How do I know this? Because I have been doing all the things. I got a perm. Whoa. I have gotten several new tattoos. I am counting protein. I have a personal trainer in the form of ChatGPT, and we are eating eggs and yogurt and cottage cheese every morning. We are drinking so much water. We're taking our vitamins. We're adding vitamins. We're taking creatine. We're taking collagen powder in water. We are doing the things. We ordered workout equipment for at home. So if I am just struggling to make it to the gym or hot works, I am trying to constantly transform myself. And the more I did that, the more confused I felt. I look in the mirror and I think, who are you? And we still haven't met that, I think, unreachable goal that doesn't exist, because what I'm doing is shooting for this reality that is attached to a goalpost that is always moving. So when that is how I am looking for self-worth and satisfaction, not just for myself, but to please others in my physical appearance, I realize that's never going to matter. Yes, our looks and how people perceive us physically can give us lots of opportunities, and it does matter. It makes a difference. But when we're the most beautiful person in the room and we're empty on the inside and we aren't confident in what we bring to the table, we don't know if we're funny, we don't know if we're good at puzzles or good at basketball or good at rapping or good at making other people feel good about themselves, and we don't know who we are inside, we're never going to recognize ourselves in the mirror. I've learned the hard way recently that what we change externally eventually wears off, and we're left with the same questions. So until we answer those questions or learn what those questions are within us, get ready to just be unhappy and uncomfortable and confused. Really confused, because you think, if I put in the money, if I put in the risk, if I put in the courage to make these changes that may or may not last forever or change the way I look, which will change the way I feel, and buy all these new clothes, so now I maybe am more in debt, or I have another credit card, or man, those Klarna payments can add up. You end up with piles of Amazon boxes and Shein bags and clutter as I look around at all my clutter. But remodeling a bathroom, so I have a little bit of an excuse. However, I do still have too many things, too much stuff. And the more stuff I have around me, the more cluttered I am in real life, outside life. And then that really does carry over into in here. I'm cluttered in here and I'm cluttered in here. So I have a hard time even hearing what those questions are of like, what does Madison need this morning? What do you need this morning? How do you start your day? What are the first 5 thoughts that come into your mind when you wake up in the morning? Did you know you can control those? I didn't know that for a very long time. Try it. If you're anything like me, it's like the dam of my mind breaks by the negative comments. And I started saying, nope, not today, negative self. I'm keeping that dam up and I am building it, making it stronger, metaphorically, by giving gratitude. Saying, thank you, God, for me waking up today. I look around. I thank God for my animals. I thank God for the night's rest I just got. And I say, I don't know what today brings. I know what I want it to bring. But right now, this is a good moment. Whatever your blessings are, that's for you to lift up. It helps though. It sets me up for the day, reminding me that I am in control from the very beginning, from the inside out. So my question lately has been, who am I really? I changed my hair. I inked up my body, or I had my friend Timothy do it, who is amazing. I'm working out. I'm eating better than I ever have, better. In ways, I'm putting in more effort than I ever have. And in some ways, I think, okay, I like the way I look. I've bought new clothes. I'm getting ready to see Machine Gun Kelly this month. Life is good, yo. I spent the day with my grandma yesterday who's still alive. I just dropped off banana nut bread to my grandpa who's 95 after I got a good workout in at the gym. Life is good. But even with all of that, I'm able to say like, but what do I bring to the table? Where are my skills? What are my gifts? And it all comes down to a lack of confidence, some insecurities. And when I'm looking for my confidence in how I or others perceive me externally, I don't know who I am, because we are so much more than what we look like. What we look like may get us into a room or keep us out of a room, but what we do, what we talk about, what we can create, that will get us in rooms, no matter what we look like. I've been working on my beliefs to not be, once I lose the weight, once I have that hair, once so-and-so notices me, once I have more muscles in my legs, once I don't have cellulite, once I get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube for my podcast, once I get to be on some cool reality show where I get to make out with a bunch of hot people. Like, what? No, I have so much to be grateful for and happy about and confident in right here and right now. Easier said than done though, right? It's not once I achieve one or all of those things will I feel confident, successful, happy, worthy, and lovable. It's possible to feel all of those things before I achieve any one of those things on the list. But what? How? Why? Who? What? Where? I know I'm not alone when I think about how social media convinces us that there's always a better version of ourselves that we could become, should become. Because look, that person's doing this and look how much more people follow them. That person got to go to that place and they look so happy. Social media is a trip. Ironically, when we start posting what is most us, the cringy, the awkward, the weird, the unique, the what did they just say? They shouldn't have posted that. Those are the things that niche us out as ourselves, because I think that is our reflection. When we're looking at what we're posting, or what we have to post. Maybe we press record and we don't ever actually post it. When we look back at those things, we're watching ourselves, but in a other perspective, like how we perceive other people are going to perceive us. Did I say that really crazy? When we're watching the content that we have recorded, whether we posted it or not, we are looking at it in a way that we think other people are going to perceive it. We can't perceive ourselves like other people perceive us. It is not plausible because everybody has a different brain and their own unique heart. Yes, they're all supposed to beat at a certain speed per minute, and we all need a heart to live, and we all need a brain that is healthy to think and yada yada, but they're all unique to each one of us. So how we see color, how I see you, and how your family members see you, we all perceive you differently. My standard of beauty or cool is not going to be the same as the next 10 people. It can be like a rounded up version of cool or a rounded up version of sexy, but it's not going to be what you see when you look back at you. And the main point here is if you're watching your content and you don't recognize yourself and you think, oof, I only did that because I pressed record. If someone else was recording me without me knowing, which that's creepy, but if you get famous, that's going to happen nonstop. If someone else had been recording you, would you have looked or sounded or done anything like what you did when you pressed record? What will work for you and what will work for me is when we stop trying to be the versions that we think other people want us to be. That doesn't last. It can last a while, but those people who have successfully done it always end up saying, I couldn't keep it up. Or I didn't want to because I realized it wasn't the most me that I could be. The day after I got a perm and I got 3 tattoos all on the same day. The next morning, I had to go to work and I was having an identity crisis. I was looking in the mirror thinking, my gosh, what have I done? Who are you? You're not someone with curly hair. Oh my gosh, those tattoos are forever. What if you don't even like tattoos? And it's like, well, too bad, you got a lot that you would have to do something about. And then I was going to work and I feared my fear was I was going to get bullied. You know, every job has somebody or someones that have very strong opinions and love telling other people those opinions and sometimes behind your back. And I just knew like people were going to be mean. I felt like I was going into middle school. Who wants to redo middle school? Not I. Longer story short, I went to work. People were very positive and uplifting. They said things like, oh, well, yeah, it's probably not going to stay that curly. It's going to fall a little bit. And actually, you look like an 80s rocker chick. Like, it's cool. Life is too short not to try new things. So it was great. I was very grateful. And then again, it shouldn't take other people being nice to me to make me feel better about something I decided to do because I felt led to do it. It's important to check yourself and make sure you're doing the things and saying you feel led to do the things that you truly feel led to do and not just because society or social media convinced you that you would look better and then feel better if you looked like this or had that. So I'm slowly getting used to having a perm and more tattoos as I think about more tattoos that I want. As I move forward, my goal is to remember that who I am is not based off my hair, my hairstyle, and what my body looks like. It is a part of who I am. It is some of the things that people know me as at this point in my life. There is so much more that I'm known for that is just so normal to me. Some people know me as the girl that has that Make Yourself Known podcast. Some people know me as the girl that lived in the van, the girl building the school bus, the girl with the farm, the girl with the great partner, the girl that had that not so great partner, the girl who's on Netflix. Like, I am known for so many things. What do I know myself for? Well, that is what I'm working on. I want to be someone that stays calm in crises. Crises? I want to be someone that doesn't scream at my dogs when they're driving me nuts. I want to choose the healthier food option over the unhealthy dopamine hit food that is like an orgasm that lasts for only a second. I digress. I want to be someone who feels good about what's in my fridge and not eating out more than I am eating the healthier food. I want to be someone who's excited to move my body and inspire and encourage other people to live their healthiest, happiest, most challenging, but in the best way possible type of life. We're about to make a change. It can be exciting from the adrenaline, rejuvenating, like a chance of reinvention. And we get excited about all the new awesome attention we're going to get. And then afterwards, you're like, Home Alone, shock face. What have I done? It doesn't even matter if everyone else likes it. Do I like it? Physical changes should not destabilize our sense of self, but they do for probably 99% of us. Let me know if you are in that 1% or if that percentage is bigger. Or are you feeling me? Do you agree with what I'm saying? That even though when we make these physical alterations to ourselves and we were really excited about it at first, then we do it and then all of a sudden we're destabilized. I am, like every single time. It takes me about 2 or 3 weeks of an identity crisis before I can look in the mirror after a new tattoo or a new hairstyle or color that I think, okay, this is starting to connect. This is who I am. This is what people see when they look at me, but is it really? I really liked this when I read it. If changing my appearance changes my entire sense of identity, then maybe I haven't built a strong enough relationship with myself underneath all of it yet. This leads into my next point is sometimes waiting is exactly what we need to be doing. I call it the crock pot season. Not all seasons are meant for us to act on, to jump on, to make decisions in. If you feel really clustered and foggy and not at peace about something, you feel pulled in multiple directions and none of those directions feel like it's you pulling you, consider it's time for you to be in that crock pot simmering. I hope you were blessed enough to have a grandmother's roast or anyone in your life cooked something delicious for you in a crock pot that took a minimum 6 to 8 hours to simmer. Now with Ninja Foodies and stuff, you can kind of rush that. You don't always have to do the full 6 to 8 hours. But I recently did. I did an old school crock pot, actually my grandmother's crock pot, and it was one of the best things I have ever cooked. I'm telling you, there is something to that waiting period when it's for the right situation or the right recipe. Most of us, for the last several decades, have experienced this sort of microwave culture where it's instant and quick and it's decently as good as something that would take hours. But do you want a decently good life? Or do you want a delicious, mouth-watering, can't stop talking about it type of life? I know which one I want. It's the latter. With healthy waiting, there is patience, clarity, peace, being grounded, and it feels healing. As for with unhealthy waiting, it can feel like fear and avoidance and rushed. Who hates feeling rushed? That's a pet peeve of mine. It throws off my entire day when I have to rush from one thing to the next, just for things to typically end up happening when they're supposed to anyway. Who doom scrolls while they're waiting? Like all the time. I sure do. All the time. And all of those things can cause us to endlessly research instead of ever acting. Like procrastinating. So there's waiting and then there's procrastinating. Sometimes waiting is wisdom and other times it's stealing the opportunities that were meant for you. So if you are feeling like you've been wanting to make a change on your physical self, I am in all support of that most of the time. Now, I'm not telling you to do anything or don't do anything. I'm not a professional in anything that you need to do. This is me speaking on my life, and, always seek professional guidance from those with degrees and licenses. Yeah. Sometimes there's nothing really wrong with making a change. Sometimes that's exactly what will transform you from feeling just regular and basic and bored of yourself to, whoa, I'm so brave and exciting, and this look was meant for me, right? But if you input a waiting period there of this is how it might make me feel, you weigh all of your options, you really live in this version of you that could exist, and you become okay with the risk of what if I don't like it? What will I do to alter it in a way that I might like next? Doesn't, what if other people don't like it? Like, really just prepare yourself for the realities that come with big changes. So that waiting part can be very helpful to give you a more grounded sense of peace and awareness, because you're going to need that if you wake up like me and are freaking out because you aren't sure if what you just did was what you should have done. No external transformation can permanently regulate an unhealed nervous system. Whew, let that sink in. That's a good one. While aesthetics and appearance and confidence matter socially, none of that can replace inner stability. And I believe the goal should not be to constantly reinvent yourself, to become a whole new person every few months when you get bored or you feel like those around you aren't giving you the recognition that you crave. I believe the goal is to feel safe and secure and stable enough in ourselves from the inside out. So no matter who comes and goes around us, or how people speak to us, or tell us what they think about us, we are a firm, confident pillar holding our own selves up. And then you can just laugh off the hate and the shade, because I promise you, there's a lot of haters out there that will say the meanest, cruelest things, and they don't even mean it. It's just like that's how they've programmed themselves to think mean things and to spew mean things, whether it has any sort of relevance or not. But when we have insecurities and a lack of confidence in something, there are certain things that will sting harder than others. And then we are at risk to believe some of that ridiculous, forced hate that someone is hurting so much in their personal life, they want to hurt others. It's true that hurt people, and there are tools out there for you to not be so hurt and live in a way like other people are. So let's get some peace within ourselves, guys. Let's make these big decisions with more peace in our hearts. And then they'd be like, F it. F it if I still wish some days my hair was straight. Or maybe this tattoo's a little off-centered. Or I'm drinking an energy drink, even though I've talked to y'all about trying not wanting to. I have done really good. And we are all just trying. Just try. Just try to do better in whatever ways you feel spiritually like you need to, so you don't hate yourself when you go to bed at night, and be as forgiving to yourself as you are to the ones you love the most. Okay? Try and have fun. Don't forget to have fun and relax and create your day in a way that when you do go to bed tonight, you're going to say, you can be able to be like, it was a good day. I did it. And even when I failed, stumbled, or screwed up, I worked to make it right. And I'm going to work to be even better next time I'm in a similar situation. And this is how I'm going to do it. But for now, good job today. We did the thing. We worked to be a good person, nice to ourselves, and we're working to fall in love with ourselves exactly how we are right now when we look in the mirror. Cheers. Thank you for coming to the Make Yourself Known podcast. As always, if you got anything out of this episode, which I pray you did, Please like, share, follow, send to somebody that needs to moan about their own life today, and let's all moan more together. Let's find the natural joys in our life that we can squeeze a little more joy out of, okay? Until next time, I'm Madison MonRoe, your host of Make Yourself Moan. Bye. I'm finally gonna drink this after holding it for like 5 minutes.
Stuck in my brain.
Thank you for tuning in to Make Yourself Moan. Remember, self-love and raw truth are your power. So keep diving deeper and turning up the volume on truth and healing. Until next time, I'm Madison MonRoe Curtis, sending you love and loud moans of confidence. If you feel led to, please follow me, like, subscribe on all those socials. I'd love it if you send or email me any and all topics on your heart and brain, and let's unravel those together. Until next time, just keep moaning.